Guys, you are currently watching a clip from our podcast, The Fellas. The full podcast is available exclusively on Spotify with video for free. So go ahead and follow us on Spotify. It actually helps us out more than you could imagine.
We had our Fellas party, right? Spotify, one of the parts of the deal we made with Spotify was, listen, you lot, okay? If we sign with you, you have to promise us a party, right? Yeah. And that's exactly what they did, and boy, did they deliver.
Yeah, it was a banger.
It was, wasn't it?
I had sword swallowers, Donnie juggling bottles. If you've got anything to say about that, then
I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry. So there's like a circus act, and I hope he doesn't watch this, but he was fucking awful. I'm so sorry,
man. He was just doing his thing.
He came over to me, Lawrence from the kickoff, and there was and my friend Andrew Wills, and we're stood there, and he comes up to us, and you know where they try and get like the people involved, and every time we'd be like, "Oh, pass me this," we would pass it to him, and he would just mess the trick up. It got so bad to the point where I couldn't tell whether he was one of those parody magicians that intentionally get shit wrong, or he was just like a terrible magician circus act. I was cringing every time, bro. Like, he would be like, okay, I'm going to juggle these things. And he would like drop it. And it dropped on like Olivia Neal's head at one point. It was really bad, mate.
That's what she deserves anyway.
Mate, people are going to actually think that we have a thing against Olivia Neal. In the GK Barry episode,
we do love her.
We came with some hot slander, but it's just a bit of friendly banter.
Just a bit of banter. No, we love her. She was at the party.
Yeah, and yeah, she turned up with a friend. I don't know who her friend was, but they were lovely. And they had their own energy. I felt bad for her, though, because she didn't know anyone there. And so I went to her. I was there like, oh, do you, like, you know, Jack Joseph was there. And I was thinking, TikTok world, surely they know each other. I went, oh, Jack Joseph's there. And she goes, who? And I was like, oh, no, not my boy.
I feel like
Jack
everyone knows him at this point, though, now.
Yeah, I went, you know, the guy that does like the pick me in the undercover fed. She's like, yeah, I think I've seen him. And I'm just there like, fuck's sake. I guess no one's like a proper TikTok addict like we are.
Yeah, no, we just sit in it all day. That's what I do these days. I wake up in the morning, that's it. Morning's done.
I have this thing I've set. You know how you can set like app time limits? So I've set it to all. So I've got Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter all set to 1 hour on each.
That's just
fucking. But I'm telling you, before I get out of bed, I've hit my TikTok 1 hour limit.
I used to have them limits on, and I scrapped them because no matter what, I just override it. So it would be useless anyway. It just remind me that I'm a fucking piece of shit, and then I'd override it, and then I'd feel even worse.
Even worse, yeah. But at least you know that you're not gonna get the notification again. Once you get it once and you override it, your conscience is, you just know you're a piece of shit from the get-go.
It's fucking true. Sorry, just a couple of dance moves that I was whipping out at the fellas party, obviously.
What else happened at the fellas party? We had so right. First of all, we rock up. We said the party starts at 9:30. We rock up at 7:45, and there was like nobody there, right? It was pretty much us. And this is the thing, right? If you get invited to a party, Chip, let's say this wasn't your party. This is what you got invited. It was someone else's. Let's say it was Olivia Neal's party for her new podcast, right? She says, "Yeah, it's 7:30. It starts. What time are you rocking up at?" And let's say it finishes at 12. What time are you rocking?
8:30ish. 8:30ish. 1 hour after it starts.
Why is that? Why do people do that? Why doesn't everyone agree?
Everyone's already there and they can watch Don Crimes come in as a big entrance.
Don Crimes.
I come in with a Copperberg in a can. Just walk in. You all right, ladies? Men?
Men? Give the men a wink.
Family. Yeah, no. La Familia. I walk in. That's it. You don't want to walk in and it's dead empty.
But that's the thing. Why don't we all just agree if it starts at 7:30, everybody get there for 7:30 and you've not got a problem. You don't have to worry about nobody being there because we all, as a human species, have decided 7:30 is a good time to turn up.
It's never going to work. There's too many. There's a hierarchy to this party and, you know.
So we were the first ones at our own party. Do you think, okay, I used to watch My Super Sweet 16. Did you ever watch that on MTV?
I've seen that. I've seen it before.
It's where these spoilt 16-year-olds get like this lavish, and it was always some American, and they would get like a Range Rover, but it would just be like a black Range Rover, and she'd start crying because it wasn't in pink. Right? Start kicking off. Yeah, start kicking off. Those sort of parties. Their party, right? They'd have their guests waiting there like 3 hours before they rock up.
Really?
And then they turn up on like a pony, and everyone's just looking at them like,
Yeah, what,
We've
just
been waiting
trotting
for
in.
fucking 3
The
hours.
pony
you
just
cunts.
shits everywhere, and he just say like, "Yeah, it's fucking me. Welcome to my super sweet 16."
And that's my super sweet. They used to kick off royally about like if someone else had like a nicer dress than them. They're like, I can't believe my best friend Georgina turned up in this bright pink dress. She knows pink's my color. She knew I was gonna be wearing pink to my birthday. It was mad, bro. That party used to gas me. But then I also used to like really hate my parents for never giving me one of those parties.
I never had one either. I don't know what I did when I was 16. Probably just stroked one out of my bedroom.
Watching Man United highlights.
Yeah, back when we were half decent.
Well, all the kids on there, they obviously have extremely wealthy parents.
Yeah.
But in the US as well, like 16 is a big age. I feel like UK 16 is not really a big age.
No,
like
it's not.
18.
Why is it 16 in America is big?
Because I think you can start driving in a lot of countries when you're
That is
16,
true.
and that's why they get given these cars.
Or is it 17?
Nah, well, I'm sure that's the thing in the US.
No,
it
they
changes.
do get the cars, don't they?
Yeah,
So it's
16.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes they'll even get the cars before they're allowed to drive. And so they'll get this car, and in some states it is 17. They'll get it for the 16.
Have you ever found it weird that, like, in America, they do the driving test at school? Don't they?
Do
Like,
they?
driver's ed, or whatever it's called.
I feel like you're right. I feel like I have heard
I feel
that.
like that's the thing, isn't it? Like driver's ed, they go to school, and it's part of, I don't know if it's part of like the school, curriculum or whatever.
Imagine sacking off like double science for just whipping it around in a Mazda.
Yeah, but that, I swear it's like really easy to get your license over there.
So easy. You know what it is? I again, this could be outdated information, but from what deep in the depths of my brain, I'm pretty sure there's not even a fucking test. Yeah, you just have to rack up a certain amount of hours under an instructor. So it's like you got to do like 50 hours.
So you could be dog shit.
Bro, dog water behind the wheel, and you're just flying around like it's no problem.
I knew a guy who's like, he's one of my cousins, or whatever. I knew a guy, one of my cousins, but he's still, I don't think he's still passed his test, and it's been years, man. He's just been taking his tests like over and over for years and years. Like,
that reminds me of
we might be
Ethan.
talking like 5-6 years, he's still going.
Bez, it took him like 9 times to get his theory.
Really?
Geezer's got no GCSEs, right? So obviously his brain just doesn't work well when it comes to like exams type of intelligence, you know? And so Bez, I remember because he's always wanted to drive this GTR that he has now. And I just remember he would come back, we'd be like, Bez, you passed the test? No. Bez, you passed the test? No. And this one, I thought he was joking. Right, because it gets to about 5 or 6 where you think you've either got something mentally wrong with you, or you're having us on.
Like I swear as well. Like eventually, the same questions will be coming up.
Yeah, well, yeah. I managed to do mine with one night of revision.
Did he not? Did he revise or no?
Look, I don't want to speak on his behalf. I would like to think he revised. Actually, I would like to think he didn't revise since it took him 9 times. And that he just sort of, his revision was doing the tests and learning that way.
Maybe it was hazard perception.
What, you just can't see a big fuck off bus coming onto his forehead?
You never know, man. You never know. I passed mine first time, to be fair, though. Fortunately.
Yeah, and that's saying something. That's how easy this fucking test is.
No, well, it ain't that easy if he's took him 9 times.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. I passed mine. To be fair, I'm giving all this chat, right? But I passed mine by 1 mark.
Mine wasn't that good either. I think I beat it by a couple marks.
I scraped it. Yeah. And that was because the night before I literally they were like, oh yeah, you have to do revision. In my head, bro, it was just like, how many colors on a traffic light? Do you know what I mean? Like that was the shit I thought the theory was going to be.
What? Oh yeah.
Like, well, what color means go?
What if
shit like that.
What if you're colorblind? Then what? Have they got a colorblind test?
They do. I'm pretty sure they do, yeah.
No, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
If you're colorblind, you get to traffic lights, then what?
Well, you just got the 3 lights, and so when it gets to the bottom light, you'd be like, well, I just hope that's green. Imagine one day they just swap it around, it's just red.
I just hope it's green, I'm going. Yeah, I'm fucking sending that one. See you later, boys. You know, like when you've got all the red danger signs in the country hills and everything, and it's just like, it's like green or blue.
It's green.
Ah, these hills are good hills.
Yeah.